Josh, how do you focus on it? Sometimes, I'm not going to lie to you, I think jurors ask better questions, sometimes better questions than an attorney. They ask something that I'm saying to myself, that's a good question to ask. Now, there also might be times where they ask something that's totally irrelevant and beyond the scope, beyond the point, but I don't know. What do you make of it?
As a trial attorney, it scares me to death, quite honestly, because you do so much of your work, so much of the work of putting on a trial is done outside of the juror's presence because you're giving them this very confined and very specific universe of facts and evidence that they're allowed to consider. And jurors are just curious people, and sometimes they go off on these tangents, and sometimes they ask questions that have really no relevance. Now, I know the judge is kind of a gatekeeper to some of that, but it scares me because things could go off the rails. Now, the other side to that is you get kind of a sneak preview as to what they're thinking and what they're most concerned with, and maybe what they need answers to, especially if you're the prosecution. Are they confused about this one bit of our case, and maybe we need to refocus on that? But it just scares me to have anybody, even the judge, asking questions of witnesses when you've worked so hard to be very specific about what you're presenting to the jury.
Yeah.